Hello everyone, this is Marshee, and I'm coming to you with another Starcraft 2 game here on DayBreak. And now we have, in the top right, we have GenJekNov. GenJekNov? Well, we're calling him Gen, as the red Protoss here in the top right corner. And in the bottom left, we have HiloPicolo. I'm just calling him Piccolo because that's one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z characters. Anyone that can just regenerate their arm after it being chopped off is a boss in my eyes. So Piccolo, you are pretty freaking awesome. And I am here casting today in my car because I'm not a bum, but I am in between work shifts. I work at a restaurant. And I live pretty far. This job's pretty far away from my home, so I don't want to waste gas money going back there. So I just brought my laptop, brought my headphones, brought my mouse, and I am here today casting this wonderful game between the Terran and the Protoss. Now this is a little bit of a new grounds for me because I am a Diamond Zerg player, and I have never. I think I've played a little bit Protoss as playing against the computer, and a little bit of Terran, just trying to help my friend out. But I've never really played these, or really, I really don't know the matchup that well, but I want to do my best to commentate and cast and see, and pretty much feel my way out through here. Now let's get the production tab and the names up here. So not so much so far. Gen throwing down the warp gate, which is pretty vital for any tech path you want to go through. And it looks like HiloPicolo going for, it looks like command center first, playing a little greedy here. And I guess you're pretty safe in as command center first, since it takes a while for the Protoss to get its warp gate research up. But here comes the cybernetic score, about halfway done right now. So we'll see if Gen's going to put up the pressure and throw its chrono boost into the cybernetic score. All right. And here's Piccolo putting down the barracks. Right. Gen also opting to go for a Nexus, just being a little safe, going for warp gate first. Not warp gate. This thing, gateway first. And now he is dumping his chrono boost into cybernetics core research. So he might put on a little pressure here once he gets his gates up. SCV looks like a little race between the probes and the SCV here. And Piccolo throwing down another barracks, just trying to pump out some Marines and get his base defense up. He does have a bunker right here. And this probe is going to come in here, and he does see he has the expansion almost up, morphing it into a orbital. And Gen's Nexus is almost finished as well. So a little passive opening from both players. And cybernetic score almost finished here. Gen's getting its second gas, which probably means something to a Protoss player, but it means nothing to me as a Zerg player. So we're just going to sit here, watch. It has this nice, cool little bunker placement, which I kind of like. So when the Protoss units come up here, they're like, "Ah, crap! There's a bunker," and he's going to try to like swing over this way. He can just evacuate his Marines from here to this bunker, and he'll still get a couple more shots off, and it like covers this mineral lane fairly well. So basically, Gen ain't getting through there. Here comes a stalker out there, put on a little pressure, and two stalkers here. This SCV's like, oh god. Okay, just don't stay. Just stay. Oh, but here, will this SCV survive? Oh. The shield's going down on the stalker, only taking 8 damage as whole health. Now we're going to do some pressure on these Marines. Stalkers can kite Marines. Stalkers have range 6 while Marines only have range 5. This one Marine might die, and it does. Very nice pickoff by Gen here. This SCV is still like chilling here. He just got like blasted by a stalker, but he's still holding strong in this tower here. Meanwhile, Gen is taking both gases at his natural, so this might conclude some tech heavier play. Maybe move on to Robotics Bay and then to Colossus, or maybe into some Templar play. We'll find out here in a minute. But yeah, Gen's got 2 stalkers camped outside of Piccolo's base here. He's going to try to swing by here and maybe... Uh-oh, there we go. Just taking damage on the shields, but that is okay. I guess that SCV finally died here. And it does look like he's throwing out 4 more gateways in production. And the Twilight Council. Maybe some blink play here from the Protoss player. And a couple shots off on this, on the bunker here. Has a SCV here repairing it. Getting another command center. 3 command centers out for the Terran player. Researching stem pack and combat shield to make those Marines a lot more dangerous here. And now we just have the we do have the factory here just kind of using itself to make a reactor. Meanwhile, the little skirmishes going on here. That's doing like very minute economic damage, because every time the SCVs repair, it does cost a little bit of minerals. Right now we do have the Protoss player floating a little bit. Terran player floating not so much. Still in a little bit of a economic lead here. He does have... Actually no, the Protoss player has the economic lead. He has 5 more probes than the Terran player. So I guess Terran player's been missing out on some SCVs. And a third coming down for Gen over here. We do have Blink on the way, and we got 2 forges being thrown down for those quick +1/+1. So we might see a +1/+1 timing here for the Protoss player. He does have Templar Archives. He is researching Psionic Storm, and that's just so good against Bio. We do have this nice Marine Marauder force coming out from the base. I guess checking for a third here, and we do have 4 zealots and 3 stalkers, and we do have 2 High Templar for the Protoss player. Right now, this army's just kind of chilling away from base, just scouting around, not saying much of anything. No proxy pylons, and this SCV, man, he has got some balls. Oh, there we go. Oh, and he dies. He just stood his ground and slowly got particle beamed to death. Man, he's seen some things, man. And here comes the Terran player taking his third in this weird, I would say, very hard to defend spot here. I would much rather take it up here, and that way reinforcements is going to be a quicker way. Or unless he has medevacs, I guess he can like just transport him over here. But anyways, we have Piccolo coming over here to the undefended third here. He's got 2 cannons, but they're going to have to get canceled or straight up die here. If that cannon dies, that cannon's going to die. There's going to be 1 cannon left. It's not going to do much. It does kill 1 Marine. And here comes the army for Gen here. Oh, a nice force fields. Not really, because they do get through. Just streamlines everything just a little bit more. And 1 zealot's going to go down. A couple more zealots are in the orange. A stalker in the yellow. And he brings back just a nice little poke here. Check the units lost. Protoss lost 3 cannons. A couple of units here. But the third does stand for Gen here. Keeping his army centralized near the natural hill here. But both players got their thirds up and running. And there's the factory. The lone factory scouting. We do have medevacs on the way. but the Terran player is supply block, so no medevacs coming out just yet. We only have 2 here with 6 Raxes. Uh-oh, here comes a drop. My last cast, I completely missed a drop that destroyed like 2/3 of the Zerg's base, but here it comes. Here comes the drop. There goes 1 probe, 2 probe, 3 probe, 4, 5 probe, 6 probe, another probe, 4. Oh wow! And this is supply blocking Gen here. That one Zealot's not going to do anything, and he's just wrecking havoc here in the base. And a little split up army from Hilo here, but Gen is going to take the nice route. He does have blink. Will he blink forward and pick off that medevac? No, he doesn't. Both medevacs get away just fine. There is a proxy pylon though. That would be hilarious if he warped in some stalkers. But no, nothing will, and he's just going to go fly right by. Actually, he's going to head back to the base or just pick off this pylon. Meanwhile, another drop here in the 3rd. Warping in some Zealots here. I'm going to go chop up some Marines. But these drops are doing pretty good damage, but it's just going to get cleaned up by these Zealots here and these Stalkers. But the Zealots here are in the back. The Guardian Shield does go up, but this army might... Another Stalker goes down. He only has... But both medevacs go down. There's only 1 Marauder left. How many probes has HiloPicolo killed? He's killed 18 workers. And that gives him a worker lead. He's got 70 SCVs, very good SCV count for Piccolo. The 60 probes of Gen. Gen's keeping his money a little bit more manageable, but Terran's got almost 4K in the bank. He needs to throw down more buildings and get his macro going. He's going for his 4th base, and he's going to place it right here next to this probe. But both players need to work on their macro a little bit more. We do have +1 shields, which is a very interesting choice here. And +2 ground armor. I guess opting out of weapons level 3 here. Alright, we do have 12 warp gates. Throwing down some more photons cannons. Just trying to really secure this 3rd base here. Meanwhile, Terran's just got bases all over the place, man. He's got 5 bases in total. But we have a warp in here, and the Zealots are pretty good against Marines. Do take care of the proxy pylon. And these Zealots are just gonna get kited all day by these Marines. And here goes the rest of the army, and these Zealots are just gonna die. But here's another proxy pylon for Gen over here. Some more Stalkers coming out. Where's the main army of? Is this all he has? That's still pretty big. It's a pretty big army from Gen here, but Piccolo definitely has the army lead here. Let's just bring. What tab is that? Army supply. Piccolo definitely has more army supply, and he definitely has a bigger worker supply. Actually, as I say that, Gen just had a huge warp in here, a huge warp in his Zealots. They're coming to go attack this 5th base here, as all the workers die. But yeah, all the workers die, and they're just gonna chop away at this real quick. And actually, those Zealots do a surprising amount of damage against anything really. But we do have a 5th base right down here, still mining away. I believe this is unscouted. Yes, it's unscouted. He just believes there's only like 4 bases over here. And throwing down 6 more gateways from Gen. This will make a total of 18 gateways, I do believe. +3 armor coming out. And the personal cloaking for the Ghosts are coming out as well. We also have a Stargate coming out for the Protoss player. Where's that Stargate at? The 4th base for the Protoss player coming out. But very passive so far, just trying to do a little bit of harassing. Here comes another drop here, and the automaton got selected. And they're going to take out this proxy pylon. This probe's going to die, so will this pylon. But this one's still going to remain intact here. There's a medevac holding on with 6 health left, chilling out here. And another drop coming in. Will it get picked off? These Stalkers do have blink, not blinking forward to snipe these medevacs. I think that's a huge mistake here. But here comes another drop to the main, and there is a Templar here. Could feed back that medevac. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And the Templar's just going to die. So not enough reaction time from Gen. Let's check the APMs out on these players here. All right. They're all right. Nothing pro level just yet, but we do have a charge out on these Zealots. There I go saying Zealots, and they are going to chop a lot of things to death, but it's still going to survive. And this army is just going to kind of back away because there's another drop here in the third. The main army moving out in the middle of the map, but that's just going to get stormed to death. And these Zealots just charging everywhere right now. Feedback in the medevacs, they're dead, killing the Ghost. But there's still a drop going on here and another drop going here in the third. He's Piccolo's doing some pretty good drop play here. The third does go down, but in backing up into the corner here. But that third is finally going to get cleaned up, but not really. The medevacs are still full and they're coming out here. Here comes some more Zealots being warped in all the way over here to help defend this fourth here that's barely saturated. And right now with 76 workers for the Terran player, who's got almost 10k minerals. That's just silly. That's absolutely silly. So I would just make so many more buildings, and just pump out units. But here we go. Here comes a pretty scary push from the Protoss player. All these SCVs are going to die, which doesn't matter because he can make like a bajillion more. And these Storms going down, not being that effective, actually killing his own Archon. But Archons are just so good against everything, it feels like. Alright, just kind of baiting around. That Archon leading the charge here. Being very overstimmed for only 2 medevacs. And there goes a nice split. Storms going down. Great Storms. But I think this is just a little too much for the Protoss player. But he does clean this up for right now. There's still another group of army that's going to stem forward, kill the rest of these Stalkers here. The Archon's still alive, still zapping away, but he dies, and there's only 2 little sentries, 1 sentry and a Stalker here, and that's just not going to be enough. Massive warp in here. Templars and just 2 Templars going into Archons, and we have Stalkers coming out. Not reestablishing the third here, because when Protoss is almost out of minerals, he does have a nice little bank of gas. But Protoss is on his last leg here. He's going to need to do some damage. This little push getting cleaned up nicely. There's still little pushes everywhere. Those drop plays by Piccolo did massive amounts of damage here. Just be nice if he could spend his money a little bit better here. And my computer is lagging like no tomorrow because I am almost out of battery life here. So let me just try to go to the low here. Accept. And maybe it'll run just a little bit smoother. I'm only asking for like... Alright. Turn the game. Now everything looks horrible, but maybe it'll run just a little bit faster. Not really. Oh my gosh, everything looks so bad right now. What? I have spoiled myself on my graphics settings. And here you go. Here comes another engagement. Chargelot's running in there, charging forward in slow motion. It's almost kind of very humorous. Another storm going down. Another storm catching the army. And another storm just wiping up. He's wiping up this army. He's going to wipe up this base as well. I'd like to see another warp in. And meanwhile, Zealot's over here in this base just chopping away. And the macro for Piccolo is just pretty terrible, actually. If you're watching this replay, man, you need to work on that macro, just build more buildings. Because you can honestly, you can afford to lose all your workers right now, and you'll still be in. You can still like keep producing units like no tomorrow. And these zealots, they're just gonna clean up everything right now. And here's some free medevacs. But yeah, Piccolo actually in a precarious position. He's just producing as fast as he can, or he's queuing up everything. He does have one. Is this barracks not even like? Oh, there's just a barracks not producing anything, and he can't afford that really. He's got all these barracks. There's another barracks not producing anything, and there's 3 barracks right now that could have Marines coming out. That's 6 Marines, and here he comes stemming forward. But this might be it. Wow, here comes another flank. A nice flank. The Archon's dying here. More Archons attacking, but they need to like fight all at once, not go for everything. These Charlottes though, just tearing things up, man. He needs a proxy pylon and just keep warping in units. But Jin's not doing that. He just can't get over the drops he had earlier though. Here comes more units. He's just going to retreat, takes his losses. And this SCV is like, oh, crap! There's a pylon. Poke it! Poke it to death! Slowly poking it away. Slowly but surely. Meanwhile, some more zealots being warped in. Got some Templar. This Archon, man. Archon's doing pretty good. Pretty boss Archon here. Already with 8 kills. 3 kill Stalker. Wow, those things are pretty big. Because the SCV is already like 8 feet tall. Those pylons, man, that's like a 20-foot pylon. I never realized how big that was. Meanwhile, there's a massive amount of units coming in. And here comes another big engagement. The Zealots coming into Storms, killing a bunch of Marines. Another Storm coming down, making all the units in the red. And man, Storms are pretty powerful stuff, man. But I don't know. It's just, I think it's just going to be too much for Jin to handle right here. Now, Piccolo macroing a little better, only down to 7,500 minerals. Another warp in of Templar here. I think he's just going to go straight to Archons. So now he's transitioning more into an Archon Zealot, which is still pretty good against Bio now. And once again, not producing anything. He just needs to be spending his money. So right now, this is becoming more of a. Finally, he's Piccolo's Jin's trying to reestablish his third here, but here comes some pretty very Marauder heavy, nice splits here. Is it going to be enough? There's a storm going down on 2 of the Marauders, another storm going down on 4 more, but we're going to find out. Marauders are pretty good. But I think Archons are just a little bit better, even though this is still hilariously bad graphics. Not even the 3D portrait anymore. I'm just pretty bad in general. Now we got 2 tech labs coming out on these starports. And here comes another big engagement with 2 SCVs. One SCV leading the charge. This SCV is victorious until this probe comes here and gets another proxy pylon. Is that what's going to happen? We'll find out. Anyways, there's a big engagement here. Zealots getting cleaned up. These Archons, man, they're pretty boss cons. 5 kills, 10 kills over here. Good game, well played. There's a GG from Jin. I don't know why he can just keep defend. I don't understand anything. All right, well there you have it. The HiloPicolo taking the win here in these hilariously bad graphic settings. With those drops plays, man, they really just did a number on the Protoss player. But there you guys have it. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and this has been a PVT day here on DayBreak. I'm Marshee. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys later.